What's going on, guys? It's a sad day in footballing history. Sad day. The European Super League is official. I don't even know what to say. This is kind of sad, actually, and pretty pathetic. A lot of people are enraged. A lot of people are outraged. Me, for one, I don't know if it really affects me personally, because I've always been a person that supports players more than supports I'm not even gonna say owners. I'm gonna say businesses now because we all can tell that this is a business decision. This doesn't matter about the fans. It doesn't matter about the collective footballing community. This is all about money. This is all about peas. It's all about the back end. Really, that's it. These these elitists. I'm trying to find the right words to call these crooks and criminals and pagans. These elitists, these billionaires, trillionaires that have earned their money through devious ways, evil, sinister ways, have come together and said, you know what? There's power. There's power in community, and if we could get enough of us, we could go up against anyone. That's really what this is. This is a power move. This is a power play, and this is just a microcosm of what we've been seeing in life post pandemic. You know, we're starting to see now, 2020, clear eyes, who really is in charge, and the moves are being made right in front of people's eyes. It's no subtle movements anymore. There's no behind the scenes moves anymore because this is not something that's new. That's what a lot of people forget. This has been trying to happen since 2009. And what was happening in 2009? If people don't look back, people don't remember. If you look back in 2009, that the world was in crisis, financial crisis. The United States was in a big recession. I remember those days. Gas was like five $5 a gallon, and for United States, that's a lot. I know petrol in some places in like England, UK, you're on a liter system, and £5 is probably what you pay for a liter. So I mean, yeah, back then housing market crash. You know, beginning of the of this social media bubble. We should start. I should say. Yeah, and they never got it across because they didn't have the funding that they do now. I believe, at least that's what I think now, because we see that the pandemic has made the richer $1 billion in profits, not in revenues, and profits. The rich has now the biggest exchange of wealth that just happened in 1 year in history, and now the moves are coming together. So if you follow the money, you could kind of see where this is going, and a lot of fans, a lot of people are out here shocked. They're shocked. They're like, "How can this happen?" Of course, this could happen. Me, I just think deeper sometimes because, right, these people that own Sam Kroenke owns. I don't know what he owns, but I think he's married to the lady that owns Walmart. I know he owns the a football team, American football team, the Tampa Bay. I know the Glazers own Tampa Bay, and Kroenke owns Kansas City or something like that. I don't know, one of them. But we're seeing these big players in this get into the Fiorentino Perez. He's been a crook since wherever. He's always been a crook. Always been, even during the Cristiano Ronaldo stuff, they had big blow ups there. Um, I don't. have the exact teams. I know right now is 15 starters. They're trying to make 15 starting head members to eventually get to 20. I believe the 15 are in Inter Milan, AC Milan, Barcelona, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. I don't think Barcelona is in it, but if Fiorentina Perez is in it, then of course Madrid is in it. And then going to the English side of it, I think there's 6 teams more than any other country. So you got Arsenal, Tottenham, United, City, and Chelsea, and Liverpool. 4 out of the 6 are owned by Americans, and Man City owned by the oil man out there. And I think Levy is British actually. I'm not sure. I think he's British. I don't know if he's a sole owner or there's there's majority if he has majority stake and the others are American. I don't know. But I know for sure that 3 of those teams in England are owned by Americans. Chelsea is kind of says a lot to what America has done. You know, America is. I'm not even going to get into that political side, but I'm just saying, right? Look at it a little deeper than what we see on the surface. They have, right? It's a pandemic, and because this is why I feel like this has been able to go on, right? The pandemic has showed us that these big teams don't need fans in the stadium to put money in their pockets. They don't need it. They've seen that with streaming services, um, ad revenue, that they could sustain life in football. They could sustain and probably make greater profits than what they were getting before. Right? We've seen that, right? And we see because they stand to make so much money, the structure of the FA or Premier League, FA as ruling body, money trickles down to lower clubs, right? So the so the higher clubs up here, United, they have to give money to lower teams and lower leagues, fourth division, third division, second division. Money trickles down, which enhances those clubs. Of course, gives them better facilities, lets them get better players, lets them function as a club. So when you started to see these clubs getting liquidated for 50 million, $50,000, these League 3 teams or League 2 teams getting liquidated for 20 grand, 50 grand, that should have been your first indication that, all right, how is this happening? Because it should be a system where the biggest clubs here help out the smaller clubs there. And these American owners are like, wait, why am I giving these guys some of these money? Because American system, is capitalism. We don't care about the next person. If you see someone homeless there, if you see someone dying there, we don't care because it's not us. That's how our system is. You can see through the health system. Health system is in bed with the agriculture system. So they put all types of foolishness. Listen, I'm not going to go too far into politics, right? Let's just keep it at what it is. But this is very political, guys. This is don't think that it isn't. This is very political. It's like what we're seeing with everything else. We're seeing with everything else now, and that's one thing the pandemic has showed us: how these elitists say, I don't even want to say that. These elitist, pagan are taking over society and system as a whole, right? We saw the biggest transfer of wealth in history happen last year. These people got tons and tons and tons of money, and they don't want to give it anybody any. That's the system here. The system is hoard as much as you can, because once you get as much as you can, no matter if you pass it on to your underlings, and no one else gets it, and you keep a system of oppression, a system that you keep middle class working their asses off, and the upper class not doing anything, just reaping the benefits. Because the liability of the middle class is the asset of the rich. Nobody cares about the poor in this country. Nobody gives a damn about the poor, and the poor is almost what 20% of the country. I mean, more than 20%, 30% of the country. So that's just a little insight into politics here, or economics in the United States. But this is just a pure greed move, and it's a shame because these teams that are in it, right? Aside for Real Madrid and Juventus and Man City, and I don't know about Chelsea because they're still fighting for a Champions League spot this season. But the other teams don't deserve to be in a Champions League spot. They don't deserve to be in a Super League, a Super Cup. What are they super at? What is Arsenal super at? Failure. They haven't been to the Champions League in almost 8 years. Oh no, not 8 years, but about 5 years. Tottenham. Ever since Pochettino left, they haven't even won. Well, they still haven't won a trophy. And I don't want to hear nothing about no Audi Cup. Love me with that. I don't want to hear no bullshit about no Audi Cup. Right? This just stinks of corporate greed. But what does this say, right? What does this say? Because usually these people know what's happening before anyone else happens, right? Because they're in the mix, right? They control it, right? They control everything that happens because they stand to make more money, more peas, more bread off of all of this, right? So what does this mean? That they know that they don't need fans in the stadium because who's going to fund these trips to to Juventus or Milan or where I don't know the Torino. Where's the city that Juventus is in? I'm not sure, but to Milan or to to Madrid, right? Who's gonna fund these? And then you got to buy a hotel. You gotta pay for your travel. You got to pay for food, right? You're talking about a $3,000 expense for a day almost, maybe a day. Who's gonna do that consistently out through a season? Who can afford that? That's why they know that this is not gonna happen. So they said, "Fuck all y'all. We can make our money through the TV. We gonna pay per view it to you. Pay per view it. You want to view it? Come." Because they know the clubs. They set the clubs up in a way where managers just are do crowd control, right? They do fan control, like we see with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He he crowd controls the the masses of the fans, right? He crowd controls it. So he said, and he puts them against each other. So he says things like, "Oh, we're going to bring the DNA back. Oh, trophies don't matter because they could be you could get here but win a trophy and then you don't get this." What? What? So you're saying trophies don't indicate progression, but failing to get past the semifinals in 3 years does, right? So, but the fan base still believes it, and so there's no way that. And from what I heard was that he acted like he just heard about it this morning. Come on, who you fooling? It's like if United States is good at one thing, it's selling, right? And it's bullshit. It's bullshit, and they know PR to the T. They know it to the T. And this is just sick. I think. Well, back to what I was saying. Let me. I'm rambling. Let me just go back to what I'm saying. Right. Let me make my point. Let me land. So back to what I was saying. They know that they don't need the fans in the stadium. So what is this saying? Is this saying that COVID might not end as quick as we think it might be, or in the next couple years? Are they trying to make this the new normal, right? To be glued to a TV and not to actually come out to the games anymore? What are they saying? What is the point of that? Because clearly they don't care about the fans. Clearly they don't want the fans in the building, right? What are they trying to say? Who is going to be able to afford these? First of all, you got to buy a ticket to the game. Then you got to buy everything else that comes with it, right? You know, you can't go Barcelona without going Ramblas or without going down to the beach, down to the clubs. You know, you can't go Milan without going someplace. You can't go Madrid without sightseeing or whatever. You don't just go to your hotel and then that's it. You know. So what are they saying? What is this getting at? Is this the new norm? Are we being conditioned to have everything on TV in front of our eyes instantly instead of actually getting out, going, and enjoying it? Is that where we're going? Because that's what it seems like. These people know what's happening before anyone else does. Why is this the perfect time now to do it? Because it makes perfect sense. Everyone else is behind the TV because we're still in lockdown. We're still under restrictions, sporting event restrictions. The NBA doesn't let everybody back in the stadium. They let, I don't even think half, maybe 30% of the people back into the stadium. Football, American football, I mean, hasn't started yet, but football doesn't let their fans back into the stadium at all. I think March they'll start. Not March. May they're gonna start, and the Euros are coming up this year. So they're saying also that, well, this is what the UEFA is saying in regards to that. If these players decide to play for that league, which how can you blame the players for it? That's one thing I don't like. You always blaming the players, and the players have nothing to do with the decisions that are being made. Why are the players into this? How can you say if a player is under contractually assigned to play this amount or play that amount? What can he do? He can't say no. I'm not going to pay for you. He has to feed his family. What are you saying? So I think UEFA is wrong for trying to do that, because what do you expect these people to do? First of all, but it's a sad state of affairs. So that's why, well, it's always dark, but where I am, I'm always recording dark. But today is an exceptionally dark day in football. This absolutely stinks. It it's scary to see where times are going, and if you follow these people that these big banking people, these people that have been funding wars for centuries and getting rich, building their wealth off of slave trade and other devious means of of expansion, then you will know what we're talking about. You will know what I'm talking about more clearer. This is just sad. You know, what does this mean for all the other? What does this mean for the Premier League? What does this mean for teams like West Ham, Leicester, Ever- Everton, all the teams that have actually fought, and did it right, brought in good coaches off of what? Now they're all competing, and now what? You just pull the rug from them? No, something ain't right about this. Nothing is right about this. But you got to think. I think further behind it. Where is this going? Is this leading us to a people that's stuck behind TV, like Big Brother, where they could watch us? I don't know, guys. But listen, keep your eyes open, keep your ears clear, because this is mad. But that's it. Like and subscribe if you like the content. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. It's your boy Seb, and I'm out.